What's going on? Welcome to today's program. Today we're talking about Jesus and how Jesus left and came back, and the carpenter was like, "Whoa, is that not the carpenter's son? Why does he walk around with that authority?" See, the same authority that Jesus had when he walked around, the same miracles, the same wonders that he performed. Oh, I'm here to tell you that you're going to perform these same wonders, and you're going to do those same things that are going to change the molecular, atomic structure of the environment that you are interacting with just via you speaking your words and your mere presence being there. Because around you, you have a toroidal field that is stemming from your heart that can reach out into several miles forth. And when your energy is around, people will notice and people will take note because you will begin now to develop an energy signature. You will begin to develop an internal source of joy, love, peace, gentleness, meekness, and self-control. And those attributes and characteristics honed and solidified through understanding yourself, through knowing yourself, not through knowing somebody else. See, I'm going to tell you what Jesus wants you to know. And this is what he put in the Bible too. Jesus really wants you. Oh man, he badly, not just Jesus, God, because Jesus is just an extension of God. And I am an extension of God, and you are an extension of God. And we're all here to bring messages to each other and drop the knowledge on each other and to show each other through our experiences and through via understanding our individual DNA blueprint, the attributes and characteristics that God has placed in you that make you you. And if you were to get back in touch with yourself, with your internal source, you would just do the same thing that Jesus did. And you would perform miracles and wonders everywhere you go. And people would be at an awe, at an ow at you. See, you really have to believe that your life now is beginning to take a whole different form and a whole different change. So as long as that you continue to give energy, attention to that old paradigm of your life, that same paradigm will keep manifesting. What if you just took off your attention from the same things that you keep experiencing and now you pay attention to something new? Because that something new that's already in you is already in the environment noticing you. You just have to notice it. So let's talk about Jesus a little bit, man. I'm excited because Jesus, he left and he studied for 14, 15 years. Some people say he went to India, he went to Egypt, he went to plethora of places to find the knowledge of himself so he can return back to the side of God. See, I want you guys to know so badly, man, that you guys are prophets, you guys are teachers, you guys are healers, some of you guys are wise men. Man, you're meant to transform the world, but you're going to be conformed to the pattern of the world. See, the Bible tells us this, man, in Hebrews 6:11. It says this. And man, this is awesome. There's a lot of Christians, a lot of Protestants, a lot of people who have spent a lot of time to the religion select particular verses that have to do with their own insecurities and their own shortcomings and whatever you need at the moment, because that's always what you're going to bring about what you resonate with. So if you resonate in a low vibrational state, when you read the Bible, you're going to pull out verses that have to do with you staying down. Oh, you're a sinner, you're worthless, blah, blah, because you're attracting to you. So me being me, I attract these words during my speech and things like that. So the Bible says this in Hebrews 6:11. It says that, it says something like, what you call it? After learning about the basic teachings of Christ, you're supposed to now move on to perfection. The basic teachings of Christ, love your neighbor, the golden rule, don't commit adultery. Those things are wonderful, but we can see today that most Christians, you can lump in Muslims as well. Most people don't follow what their God actually tells them to do, because the God that you follow is actually a manipulated, distorted version of the overall of the one. This is why you might even see a lot of these pastors, a lot of these people, their life sucks. But because our perception of them is that they are the best, they are the teacher, they are the most awesome thing in the universe, we don't see that dookie that stinks, that and under all their shortcomings. If you look at me like I'm the greatest thing in the world, you will not be able to see my shortcomings. I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like you. There's nothing different about me that you don't already have. There's absolutely nothing different, special about me that you don't already have. I have a spine and a Jacob ladder. You have a spine, you have a Jacob ladder. That makes me and you brothers, and that gives us both. That means we are both meant for a destiny. That means that our energy is supposed to climb our kundalini, and we're supposed to activate the attributes and characteristics that God has placed in us, and activate the fullness of the Godhead, which is basically what the Bhagavad Gita says. All these books are great. All these teachers are fantastic. I thank every single one of them, because you know what? They're all showing us the same thing, which is just us. We're failing to notice ourselves. This is why Jesus had to separate himself from his environment and go study somewhere else among new people, new places, new things. You might have to do the same thing. The environment you're in right now may not allow you to flourish, because people notice you for you way more than what you notice you for, because they're on the outside looking in. And sometimes when you're on the inside looking out, you fail to notice your own personal beauty, the things that you add value to the world with. Man, it's crazy, because we are in a deep delusion, and the only way we can get out of this delusion is to do the same thing that Jesus did. For you to have your authority, because look, we are all stars in the heavens. Each one of us, I promise you, this will become true in your life. Each one of us has a particular position within the star system, meaning that we govern a particular realm in this universe as a part of the one. That means that we all have a particular office. That means you don't even have to compare yourself to anybody, because you are a unique individual. This fingerprint, no one has it other than you. So when you go to jail, they take your fingerprint, because nobody has it than you, so they can identify you. So the universe has identified you, the government has identified you. Why are you failing to identify and notice you? Because we're stuck in a pattern that we are failing to notice. Man, this is some deep shizness, because I'm telling you, there's some, let's just say, deities operating through human deities that are creating mental entities in your mind through circumstances, people, places, and things that is carefully calculated and crafted so that the system can keep going, that is preventing you from noticing you. And if you just knew the glory and the greatness that lies within you, your whole life would change. Man, your wealth would change. Your relationships would change. Your wisdom would change. Your health, oh man, your health, man, it's gonna be off the hizzle full shizzle. You're talking about no disease. You're talking about no cancerous cells. And if they do come, they're gonna be gone very quickly, because cancerous cells cannot participate or live within a body that is alkaline, or a body that is vibrating on a particular frequency, because they will get fucking fried, because they have no business being inside of the temple where God dwells. And the Bible tells you that you are the temple which God dwells in. So what if you just notice yourself and what you're already doing, because you've been doing it since you was a kid. But if you're a little bit like me, you've been trying to be yourself since you was a kid. Every time you did it, bam, rejected, bam, rejected, bam. Yeah, it might be unrefined, it might look silly to other people, but it's still you. This is why when you recall your memories, you should not feel what do people call it nowadays? Cringe, or these memes about, when you remember your memory and you start to feel weird about it. No, 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 no more of that. You are you, and you have nothing to be ashamed about anymore, just because you are being yourself. So please, man, we need to all study ourselves. Study yourself and show yourself approved unto God. The true path is to know yourself. Because when you know yourself, you will know everybody else. When you know yourself, when you deal with every resentment, all the anger, or the doubt, all the toxic shame. Oh, I used to be so toxically ashamed of myself. Very ashamed of myself. Until I learned to see myself. Until I learned to really love myself. Not this I love myself, look in the mirror once. No, you gotta put a lot of energy work into your daily rituals, into your daily habits, so you can establish a new pattern of power that will take firmly within your roots and will transform you. Because when the spirit of your choice overweighs the spirit that you're currently choosing to participate with, oh brothers, oh sisters, it's got no choice but to go. I promise you that mentality, it's gonna go. But you have to make the decision to let it go. And see, we're all here holding on to our struggles, holding on to our pain, holding on to our worries. And man, we just have to learn to let go of them. And literally, God wants the best for you. And I'm not saying this to blow smoke up your butt, because God will give you exactly what you want. Preferably, He wants what's best for you. But if you choose to be broke, if you choose to be mentally ill, if you choose to be depressed, believe me, those are all going to be mere choices. And I don't care what the scientific community tells you, because it's the spirit created the mind, and the mind created the body. So what if you get in touch with the spirit, and the spirit can program your mind and your body? But you can also do a reverse training, which we'll get into later. You can influence the body to influence the mind to influence the spirit. But preferably, I prefer you do the other one: spirit, mind, and body, because this one will always overweigh these ones. This is why you have religion. This is why you have psychology, and this is why you have science, biology. Man, you are so special, you don't even know it. And I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna create a group of like-minded individuals, and I'm gonna create a platform for people who are seeking to evolve, and people who are seeking the deeper aspects of God to change their life. Because I know my life has changed when I applied these principles, and I know that your life will change when you apply these principles. So we have nothing to look forward for other than success, health, wealth, and wisdom, and a great relationship with ourselves. Because if that's what we want, that's exactly what we're gonna get, man. Man, I love you guys. I appreciate you. And there's not much you could do about it, because I'm gonna be here loving you, because I love myself, man. Real shit.